Hey, Chef. Guys, I'm about to talk about something that needs attention in Cadillac. This is super weird. I did some digging this morning. I did some digging early this morning. Do you guys remember when Paige's mom first came on here? And she was with Paige. She was with Paige in a live stream. And Paige had the phone and she was talking to Paige. She was talking to us through Paige's phone. Does anybody remember when she mentioned Jimmy Strobel? Remember the guy that they found in the woods that they hung from a tree? Does anybody remember that? That storyline she was giving us? Weird. Because I looked up his case. And the same thing that happened to Rebecca, similarities happened to him. Searchers, people walking a trail found him. Also, his unaliving was ruled suicide and then reopened later for suspicious, and nothing has been done. And I went and I looked at family members, right? Like, just looking at his like mom, sister, like some of the things that were going on, right? And one of the biggest things that I found stood out to me was the sister has also posted the corruption in his case because of who he knew. She said they tortured him. I'm not shitting y'all. I'm not shitting you. When I tell you listen, I'm gonna screenshot this and I'm gonna put it up on my screen. This is in Cadillac. James Strobel. He went missing in 2013 and was later found on a trail, White Pine Trail, by a woman and a young son, a young boy. I'm going to screenshot this and show you guys what the caption was. I'm going to mark out the person's name. This is strange. This is strange. I'm telling y'all. It's strange. This is strange. This is strange. I'm telling y'all. It's strange. This is strange. Right. Now, I want you guys to see something here that I'm about to point out. Read this about his unaliving. Ah, shit. Hold on. I'm about to point out. Read this about his unaliving. Ah, shit. Hold on. About his unaliving. Let me go and get this right here. Do you guys see what this says? It says there's so much to the story, though. Even though bribery, cash, and corruption, the negligence is obvious, but also a huge mistake. There are so many errors, gaps, and inconsistencies in the relevant reports pertaining to him and the company he kept. It's a true example of abuse of power or reflection of how corrupt our justice system is. It has almost been a decade since my brother was tortured, murdered, and staged as a suicide. It's not fair. They took his life and got to keep theirs over nothing. There wasn't any real reason. They were all just delusional and high. Justice for Jimmy. Hi, Mama Bear. Hi, Sabrina. I find that extremely odd. This was Jimmy. Also located in Cadillac, Michigan, who was found on White Pine Trail near Lansing Street. I'm curious to know, was he connected to any of them? And even his mother keeps screaming that there's something going on. Hold on one second, guys. I got a phone call. Give me a minute. Sorry, y'all, I had a phone call. I find this extremely odd. Yeah, exactly, Bick. That's what I'm saying. Because his sister keeps posting that his death was ruled suspicious after it was ruled suicide to start with. Then the case was reopened for suspicious and nothing has been found. I don't like this. I don't like the feeling that I have because she mentions because of who he was associated with. And they said it was staged as a suicide because he would never go on a trail and not call his family. He was found on White Pine Trail near Lansing Street in Wexford. I'm going to look up White Pine Trail. And he was found by a young boy and a woman. And it says the Fred Meyer White Pine Trail connects Grand Rapids to Cadillac. And it runs through Wexford County. White Pine Trail in Cadillac is, hold on, I'm pulling up the area map. Yeah, and it's a state park also. I need to look up. This is so weird. Okay, so says, and these people also shared Rebecca's story. Huh. I know there was rugs involved, but His mother has been advocating strongly about corruption. This is the weirdest thing. I tagged y'all in that post. Good morning. It says here, so here's when the story came out. Cadillac, Michigan, September the 3rd, 2013. A body was found Monday afternoon in a wooded area of Cadillac, believed to be 30-year-old James Wesley Strobel, who has been missing since July 4th. Police officers responded to a report of a body in the wood near Lansing Street around 4:49 p.m. Monday. A woman was walking in the woods with her nephew when she discovered the partially decomposed body. At first, she thought it was a prank, but upon closer inspection, she realized that it's real. Cadillac police officers responded to the scene a few hundred yards off the White Pine Trail, where police had been focusing their search for Strobel since he was reported missing. At the time he went missing, witnesses said Strobel seemed to be despondent before walking into the woods of White Plain Trail. Good morning. Let me see what this says about him. His mother has been an extreme advocate against this. Like, if you look at her posts and the things that she according to his family, it was staged as a suicide and then later reopened as suspicious.
I do remember that.
Yeah, Paige was in a box. I can't remember whose panel it was, but her mother was.
I do remember that.
Yeah, Paige was in a box. I can't.
Hold on.
And Justin, the biggest thing about this is his mother and sister are over on the Book of Faces advocating that. And Justin, the biggest thing about this is his mother and sister are over on the Book of Faces advocating that this is corruption, that it was staged.
And then the mother had came up and was speaking about her son's case not being solved, but I don't I couldn't remember if it was his mom or someone else's mom. I'll have to go back and look through my screenshots because she had made a Facebook post talking about how her son's name had been brought up in the TikTok panels about during the Rebecca K. Parks interviews, and that anyone that knew anything about it should be reaching out to law enforcement and not on TikTok because her son's case was still open.
That might be her because his case.
Not on TikTok because her son's case was still open.
That might be her because his case is still open.
And I don't think it was Steph's panel. I don't think it was Steph's panel. I want to say it may have been Chef. I don't know. There's been so many people over the last few days, but I just wanted to hop on here real quick. I am at work today, and I wanted to make sure everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
See, she made a post.
I wanted to make sure everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
See, she made a post. Mom had made a post back in 2024. And her post says, today, July 7th, me was alive and well in Ohio with friends.
I remember that live because
Tragically,
Paige
my
had
son's
came up.
body was finally found Labor Day, September the 2nd, 2013, in a wooded area behind some apartments. Exactly where I told police to search. If you have any information that can help bring justice to Jimmy, please contact Cadillac Police Department. Yeah, in the same town.
Well, Michigan got something in the water.
But I find it odd.
They got something corrupted in the law enforcement, and it's not just law enforcement. It's got to be these city officials that are placed in their title that work at CPS and this, that, and the other, because there's no way what has been going on for this long.
And Mom has been screaming this.
And I've said it from day one that there's like, just from listening to the stories of people and them telling it so freely, like they have nothing to worry about. I mean, they was dropping CI names. They were dropping, like, how can you get on a platform and drop all of these names of these people and still walk around like you have nothing to worry about? How can you get on a platform and drop all of these names of these people and still walk around like you have nothing to worry about? And remember, they also told us about the time there was somebody that. And remember, they also told us about the time there was somebody that was incarcerated that ended up behind a store or something that got served up in while they were locked up.
Hey guys, I've been in the chat a few times, but I haven't been up here. But I'm actually from Cadillac, and I can speak to the case you guys are talking about right now. The trail behind the apartments where he was found. Multiple people have gone like missing in, and or bodies found in.
Wait, what?
The trails where James was found back behind apartments in Cadillac. Like that's normal there. It is a dumping site.
Behind the
A lot of the people are involved with like bigger crime rings than, what it seems, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because reading Jimmy's death, right? Like I'm going through and I'm reading some of the stuff that has happened. And Jimmy's death, basically, she was talking about like his mom. And Jimmy's death, basically, she was talking about like his mom and his sister was referring to the corruption in the town and staging of some of these things. And she talks about because of who he was connected to. I'm really interested to learn that these things. And she talks about because of who he was connected to. I'm really interested to learn that it was he connected to any of the people that we have looked at in the Rebecca case.
As a local who also knows these families, yes, he would have known these people in one way or another, and they're all, kind of connected, obviously, as you guys have been able to figure out. And the PD, as his mom is saying, if they know that you are involved in or friends with or related to anybody who's in these groups, they are not going to give you the time of day and the proper procedures in order to solve anything. It's kind of dismissed.
That's disgusting.
Solve anything. It's kind of dismissed.
That's disgusting.
That's wild work.
I'm going to get my laptop, Dora. Hold on.
I just feel like what the hell's going on here?
It is a failure on PD. I can definitely say that. There's people in the chat telling me to be safe. But yeah, PD. I can definitely say that. There's people in the chat telling me to be safe. But yeah, PD definitely, like, the prejudice there being what the town is. I mean, it's really conservative. They're very, you're supposed to act a certain way. And the people who unfortunately being what the town is. I mean, it's really conservative. They're very, you're supposed to act a certain way. And the people who unfortunately like slip through the cracks because the system failed them or are involved with rugs, or people involved with rugs and other things. It's just because the system failed them or are involved with rugs, or people involved with rugs and other things. It's just the PD dismisses them and ignores them.
Can you say that again? Because I was trying to join and I was trying to hear what you said. I'm Jax's cousin and I can get a message to her. She's just taking a break a minute, you guys.
No, absolutely. I understand. So we were talking last night about the church, and one of my friends know that there used to be a stream and a walk bridge that ran at the bottom of the embankment. If you zoom in on Google Maps, about 0.3 miles off that main road, if you look down behind the church, there's like it looks like a man-made area where they took like the leaves and moved them all out and started flattening it. But it looks weird because it's down off the embankment, like it shouldn't be there.
Okay. I'm just gathering what you guys are saying because...
And I screenshotted it and I sent it to Dora with, it says it's like a 5-minute walk from if you were to leave Courtney's and walk there. So that's what made it the most interesting for me.
If you
got it, and I sent it to Dora with, it says it's like a 5-minute walk from if you were to leave Courtney's and walk there.
So I would get back to it today. And I've just been behind the scenes and trying to gather information and piece stuff together. It has snowed pretty bad everywhere. It's going to be kind of hard to see anything. We're hoping that maybe we get a little bit of warmth here where it would melt some of this. And we do plan on putting boots back on the ground, I do believe, here.
Well, and I'm a very, very spiritual person. And last night, even after I got off, just something about the church kept sitting really, really heavy on my heart. It just kept really sitting there. And we just kept talking about possibly there being a stream down there. And I know Jack said it snowed, so the biggest thing was like, okay, well, if there was traffic at the bottom of that embankment, there should be prints you would be able to see.
Right, right.
Because from the road, there's only two ways. You either can access it from the church, or you have to go off that main trail
Off
into
that
the
main
woods.
trail. Okay.
Dora.
Uh-huh.
So I Googled his name and I came across an article, and it said that the police have declined to identify the man. So, and that it was a tip in skeleton body case leads to math bust in Lake Cadillac.
Yeah. When I'm telling y'all, read about this case. This is wild. Look what this news article says. And I want you guys to pay attention, similar to Becca's.
Yeah, I just read that one.
Almost identical.
Right.
Well, and I don't know if it's helpful or not, but I did some digging off of the church's Facebook, and they've been completely radio silent since 2021. I did some digging
Yeah, it
because I
went
think it
under
was
new
Dora that
ownership
asked
this year.
last night about the truck that was on Google, and we were able to enhance it a little bit, and that is a GMC sitting in the church.
Like, this is weird. If you read his story, we don't know who owns that. We're getting those answers today. Kristen is working on that, but it was sold just in 2025 to new ownership. So it's under new ownership in 2025, that church. So we'll understand a little bit more about that today when Kristen comes back tonight.
I just have a quick question. Has anybody heard the name Letitia Johnson? And if so, do you have any information on her?
I don't
Yeah, Danielle,
personally.
exactly.
Brian, as far as the church, I don't know if it's open or if it's just sitting.
Wait a second. Somebody said deep diving on Facebook, Courtney definitely has ties to James Strobel.
Yes,
Wait a
they were
fucking
Facebook.
minute.
They were Facebook
The
friends at one point.
Yeah, that family. So that family and Courtney's family all run in the same circle. Can confirm. So they would know each other.
Yes, my husband did some digging and found that name in her Facebook somewhere as well.
Just a thought that crossed my mind. Is it possible that maybe Jimmy knew something ahead of time?
Well, see, they're saying that Jimmy, so according to Jimmy's mom, Jimmy had, like, he had been fighting with the system, things like that, but he got his life together. He had a family. Um, and they're saying that somebody staged this as a suicide when in fact he would have never went off anywhere without calling his family. And he just kind of vanished. And she said that she told them to look in this area where he went missing and it was ignored. And now to find out that Courtney had ties to this guy.
Okay, I need a recap. I'm coming in late to class. I'm late to class. Sorry. Recap, please.
So James Jimmy Strobel passed away in Cadillac Mission. He went missing in 2013. Originally, his unaliving was ruled a suicide and then later reopened as a suspicious death. Well, according to mom, his mother, corruption and things like that, and the people that he knew. According to mom, his mother, corruption and things like that, and the people that he knew. He was found by a teenage boy and a woman near Lansing, which is like a White Pine Trail, which is also the state park. Also, people are saying in the chat that he was connected to Courtney.
This guy was James Jimmy was?
Yes. Also, people are saying in the chat that he was connected to Courtney.
This guy was James Jimmy was?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because Jimmy was in addiction, from my understanding, but he fought the system. He had a beautiful family. He had 2 kids. And looking at this, they're wondering, his mother has been a huge advocate on trying to seek answers.
And he passed away when, did you say?
In 2013.
Okay. Interesting.
This is wild. I need to look.
I don't
How
know
do we
if
look at
anybody,
Courtney's friends?
I need to look at Ashley's mama. I need to see what Ashley's mama looks like.
Does mom
Girl,
have
I'm
TikTok?
digging.
I don't think his mama has TikTok.
Because when she drew that picture and showed me that side profile, I immediately went to that picture of Ashley.
Dora, question for you. When you sent people out to hunt with me the other day when I was by myself,
I immediately went to that picture of Ashley.
Dora, question for you. When you sent people out to sister,
I don't think so. I think their names was something else, but Steph knows them.
I
That
need
would
to
be a
figure that
question
out
for
because
Steph, because names was something else, but Steph knows them.
I
That
need
would
to
be a
figure that out
question for
because
Steph,
I
because
swear to
I
God,
gave
it's the
them the.
same vehicle that showed up on my property and the same vehicle I went hunting with, Dora.
I don't know if it would be worth looking into, but we know that Courtney had ties to Jimmy. Maybe looking and seeing if Kimmy also had ties. Worth looking into, but we know that Courtney had ties to Jimmy. Maybe looking and seeing if Kimmy also had ties.
Yeah, that's what I want to look at, guys. I want to see with this Jimmy case too, and see where it ties in. Courtney's went by Fox too, right?
Her maiden name.
Her maiden name, yeah.
Correct.
Also,
Her
Kimmy would
middle
have
name's
been in
Marie.
like junior high at the time of Jimmy's
Yeah, because Jimmy was
disappearance.
30 when he passed away.
It's Courtney, Tichnell, Fox, Bartholomew, or all of them.
God bless it.
Okay, because I was hearing that her middle name was Marie as well.
Yes, her middle name is Marie, yes.
Okay,
Hi,
so then
Queen.
what I'm looking at here is correct.
Hi. I just have a message from Jax, you guys. She wanted me to tell you guys that she is gonna read all the messages. She is just getting very bombarded with all the messages coming in. And if you need to directly talk to her, you can either let Piper know or myself. And Dora, she said she did message you this morning.
Yeah, I've been talking to her.
And Piper, I sent you a message request just saying hi. It will only let me send you one before I can send you that picture.
Okay, all right. I can't look at it while I'm on here, though,
No,
correct?
you're fine.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say, y'all.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
that
curious
we talked
how
about possibly
Jimmy.
doing it, so I wanted to make sure she got that.
I'm curious how Jimmy would want to know. Would tie into Courtney. I'm wondering if they hung out with the same people. If there's a couple things.
All right, guys, I'm going to drop back off because I'm going to do the same as Jax and take a break for a little while. We are working behind the scenes, though. We just wanted to let you know that we have not forgot about do the same as Jax and take a break for a little while. We are working behind the scenes, though. We just wanted to let you know that we have not forgot about it. We are working behind the scenes. So
Y'all take care of y'allself, babe.
yeah, we got it. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Thank you, hun. I appreciate it.
Check Angela Tisler. What's that? Who's
I
what's
am
Angela
digging
Tisler?
in Facebook and I'm not finding anything.
No, Blondie, as far as I know, an autopsy has not been scheduled yet.
Courtney's cousin. That's Courtney's cousin. Okay. Somebody says, hold on, I did a search for James Strobel and found related to Bartholomew somehow.
Wait. Huh?
Somebody said, hang on, it says, hold on, I did a search for James Strobel and found a relation to Bartholomew's somehow. So whoever this is, they said they did a search for James Strobel and somehow they found a connection to Bartholomew somehow.
Fuck's sake. That would make sense.
Claims cousin, they're saying. Maybe that's the same thing.
No, I'm curious how Courtney would know James, because I'm telling y'all, I think it's a bigger issue.
Oh, it most definitely is. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Oh, it most definitely is. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
And the
Just
people
from what we've
connected because
seen,
apparently he was in addiction. So, I mean, obviously you're going to know the people surrounding that area, but are
I
we
just
going
did
to
a
find and uncover some
I
connections
just
to
did a
the same
search of
connections?
James, and it doesn't say James did, but it said that it just says the Strobel family had made a contribution to the Four Squares religious church of Boone back in 2012. I'm
Stop
screenshotting that. I'll send that
it!
over to you, Dora.
What?
Yeah, it says the Strobel family had made a contribution back in January of 2012 to the Boone Township Religious of Four Squares.
Oh my God, send that to me.
Did Courtney delete her book of faces?
No, this is wild. Stop it right now. I'm telling you, remember the fucking medium was seeing another guy by the railroad tracks that had ties to the church last night.
They're a church by the bio dad's house.
Oh my Lord,
This is
somebody.
crazy. Why
I
is
can't.
all these churches coming up? This is crazy.
I can't.
I'm telling y'all.
Maybe Queen or Dora can answer this. Back when Jax and them went out down the trails looking for Becca, it says right after you leave Courtney's house on the left hand side, there should be some industrial property closed off there to the government.
Can you send me what you found about that?
I am sending it. Yes, it is sending right now.
Okay, so I wanted to touch on that, what he just said about the contribution to the church. I have sort of like this weird obsession with like learning and finding out everything I can about cults. And she said it is cult like. That church and that area is cult like. So if there was money being exchanged, and everybody's involved, and there's all these people, and it's very cult like. She said there were multiple deaths and multiple babies that were missing.
Y'all, this is a bigger fucking issue. I'm telling you, this is
That's what I'm
wild.
thinking. That's what I'm thinking. This is like way up higher than just this family.
This is nuts. So wait a second. That church made a Stop it. Jimmy
And then, well,
Strobel.
somebody had said last night that the church had actually moved locations, that church there locally was not active anymore, but it's still a great dumping ground, for the lack of a better word, or a storage area, or something like that, something that would be kind of off the grid because there's nobody there.
Yo, this is crazy shit right now. Y'all, if we start digging, I'm sure we will all collectively come together and find something.
I did see the when she was, because I was looking at their Facebook page, and I was like, last night while Jules was doing her reading, and she kept talking about the kids, and she was talking about the cult, and then so I started like digging through like their Facebook. They were advertising a program for children, and the picture that they had as the advertisement was like these children kind of walking off into like this wooded area. It was really
Dora, I
creepy.
sent you that. Hang on.
Yeah,
Look, y'all watch.
weird and creepy. And then the names with it's really weird that the pastor JJ, who is apparently Teresa's husband, he's nowhere to be found. Like, he's not pictured in any of the
Dora, big box
Facebook.
me.
Yes, there you go. That's the kid advertisement, the kid program thing. And see, they're like leading these kids off into the woods. It's just weird.
I sent you that last night, Dora.
Yes, and now
Yeah, she sent me this last night and I sent it to you because I couldn't get in a box and the chat was off, and I was like, look at this stuff, look at it.
yeah, RT.
Oh hell no, that's weird.
Yeah.
There's another one. Hold, please.
Me,
Hold
we
on.
might
Hold
have
on.
feedback. I need to talk to you because I've been digging all night with Chat GPT. You need to listen. There is an old case from Oakland County, the Oakland Four. It's related to an Epstein Island type situation of also accused child snuff films that were being sold. And the man who helped acquire that island for Frank Sheldon is none other than John Benet Ramsey's grandfather. There is a huge history of child pedophilia going around in that area. Charlevoix, Michigan was founded by Frank Sheldon, that P3, and nobody knew what that man was doing. And his victims are still around and about 10 years older than me. There is a huge history related to Michigan and that crap. And if they are making children that are undocumented to sell and abuse, there have been tons of Catholic churches across the state of Michigan under scandal with the Michigan Attorney General's office, and charges have been filed because these people have been moved around all across the state of Michigan. And Dora, what did they used to run? Adoption agencies. They
And
are
remember,
making
Justin
children.
kept saying they were having children and not changing social security numbers. That's why they didn't want them born in hospitals.
They're undocumented. If they don't exist, they're born underground, they can do what they want. And there is a market for child snuff films. They were making donations to that island, and they would send them a child snuff film in the past. Yes, it's documented. They never did find the individual. Frank Sheldon was a GM executive who ran off to Amsterdam, and they delayed the warrants on him. That island has never been searched. They could never obtain search warrants to search that island for bodies, and the man got away and died there in Amsterdam in 96. The other dude involved, he was a gym teacher at Catholic schools. He went from the Detroit area, because this is why my mother was so fucked up. This all busted out in 78 when she got pregnant with me, and I was born in 79. My mother mentally fucked up my whole childhood because of this. Those boys were deposited all over the area where I grew up. Birmingham, Hazel Park, Troy, Ferndale. That was all my family. I did never hear about this case from my mother. Me and Chat GPT were talking last night. I was looking for old rings.
You know what, Dora? I was on live last night, and I didn't bring up Jimmy's name, but I know Jimmy personally. I know this case. It's
That's what I'm talking about,
I
Kelly, is North
brought
Fox
this up.
Island. Yes. This is what I'm talking about, girl. Like, get with the
For
program.
Allie, so tell me a little bit about him.
Well, I mean, gosh, this is on my next to-do list here. I was talking to his mom last night.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Rebecca.
To be honest, you know, a lot of addiction, you know, I mean, messing with the wrong people. I know that people like to laugh and make fun and poke, but you know, when you talk about well, you heard it earlier, probably like a week ago, Cadillac Mafia. There's no such thing as Cadillac Mafia. However, it's not people from Cadillac that you have to worry about. It's the people that are coming into Cadillac.
So I have a question. I know that you're pretty close to that area, things like that, right? Is there a way that you could put? So I have a question.
We're now going into dangerous territory. Like, it's one thing, we're already stepped into it already, but this is going to be a lot more dangerous. You know, he was found hung in the woods.
Wait. Is
Not
this
from a
the
tree.
one?
Yes, this is
Wait.
the one that Paige's mom was telling
That
everybody
Paige's
about.
mama was talking about that was in the freezer?
Yes.
Oh
Now
my
listen,
God.
now listen, there's more.
History
There's more
repeats.
than just Jimmy. Look up Kyle Mosier. Never to be seen again. Nicholas Beebe in Marion, laying on his couch in his camper, and somebody from up top shot through his camper and killed him. Never found the person that killed him. I mean,
We're
there's,
gonna need a whiteboard and some
you know how many
string
people
and some pens.
I graduated from here in '05. Do you know how many people I've lost to suicide,
Wait,
which
wait,
I
wait,
don't
wait.
believe is
Somebody
suicide?
said Justin Failer.
Well,
And some pens.
I graduated from here in '05. Do you know how many people I've lost to suicide,
Wait,
which
wait,
I
wait,
don't believe
wait.
is
Somebody
suicide?
said Justin Failer commented on Jimmy's obituary.
Yeah, I'll talk to her.
Well,
I was
because
talking to her
Paige's
last.
mama was talking about that one day in the background during Paige's live one day. That's been a week or so more now. And she was talking about it because Paige's mama said that she was good friends, I believe, with Jimmy's mother, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure all the details on that, but I mean, I've known Jimmy's mom for years, like when I was really young, like 14, 15, and she's a sweetheart, but she's a tough cookie, you know. She really
Right,
is.
yeah. Because Paige's mom did mention when she was speaking about it, she said that the cops wouldn't help her. She said it was the exact same way as with Becca. She said
No,
the mom pretty
they
much
won't.
did everything she did on her own because she could get no help from
That's
anyone.
what I'm saying. This is why I started digging into this one this morning because somebody tagged me to look at this one. And when I started opening it up, looking at it, it doesn't make sense. Shit don't
I
make
will.
sense. It's the same as
I will
Becca.
tell you. I will tell you that if it is cult associated, the police aren't going to help. That is pretty much across the board. If there's any cult like activity, or if it's being viewed as a cult, anything like that, the cops will not do anything. They won't help. And if they're not helping on these cases, it may be because of that.
Well, I think there's a link. I've been looking into this whole. I keep hearing rumors, and I mean, I live here, and I keep hearing rumors that Courtney knows somebody on the inside, and Ollie, and
See,
sure
for
enough,
Allie, I'm just wanting the connections because somebody said that Courtney would be connected to Strobel's.
yeah, yep, sure is. So yeah, I got to get ready for work, but I'll see what I can do, and Dora, I'll keep you updated, okay?
Have
Okay,
a good
honey,
day,
I'll
Allie.
I'll just send me a message. Um,
Okay.
I just feel like there's connections here, and things are making no sense to Rebecca. In his case, is something similar. Like there's similar stories here, and people were tagging saying, "Look into this. Look into this
There it is,
guy."
right there. Look at. Without me even saying what it is. From It's
It's
Just Suba 19. Peace Corp.
We've been screaming that
I
because
know.
we'd been told a long time ago that she had a
Mm-hmm.
relationship with the one detective.
Well,
Yeah.
I confirmed it last night.
Did you confirm it last night?
I did confirm it last night,
Okay.
and I was talking about Jimmy on my live. Oh, it was this early this morning,
Hmm.
but I didn't mention his name because I didn't know we had a lot of listeners, and I didn't know who was listening,
Right, right, right,
and
right.
I've been warned. I mean, we I'm gonna do it anyways, but I've been warned. I mean, we're going into dangerous territory. And I
Yeah,
don't know who's involved and I don't know what's going on, but I think we're already on the tip of the iceberg with this case. So I think we move forward and figure out what the hell's going on in Cadillac.
It's definitely a bigger issue. And I mean, it's like Justin's been screaming it for forever, y'all. Bless his
Mm-hmm.
heart. He catches a bunch of heat, but when he says that these people are out here having these babies, these incest babies, and
Yes,
then adopting them and getting these checks for these kids that are born with these disabilities, he's not lying. It's happening.
I
These
agree.
babies are being born with disabilities because it's a bunch of incestual stuff, and then whoever has them is getting money for these kids born with all these disabilities, and it's a bigger issue than just what we stumbled upon with Becca. It just opened a
Mm-hmm.
door to
And then,
the
and then maybe once they're of no use anymore, then that's where the babies are piling up that Jules was talking about.
if I may say, Dora, I am trying to send it over. It keeps flagging it on my end. So I'm gonna try to send it over to Allie as well. But what I was gonna say was I was just looking up a property line map, and it looks like there's a real sketchy line between state and what's owned by Boone and what's not. And that land where it goes off into the woods behind that church, there's part of it where it actually, if you're not paying attention, it will cut off and you'll just be a national forest land with no signs, no direction.
well, I mean, that's last night, like last night, whenever we were looking up the deed or whatever, or the transfer of the property or whatever to Courtney, and there was five Marys, two or three of the same Mary signed the paperwork, like it was all the same people that signed as witnesses, and five Marys, two or three of the same Mary signed the paperwork, like it was all the same people that signed as witnesses, and one of them was the notary.
Correct. Well, what I sent over to, I want to say it was Jax's sister, if I'm not mistaken, was I did some digging this morning, and if you zoom in on the church, down after you drop off the embankment, there's a piece of like man-made land there that trees have been cleared. It's just one little circle, and it doesn't belong there, but it's only been there within the last 3 years because the map's updated, and it wasn't there back in 2000. What was it? 2020 when the last picture was taken,
mm-hmm.
and it's there now.
All right, Dora, I got to get ready for work, but I'll be back on tonight, okay?
Have a good
Okay,
day,
honey,
babe.
thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Be careful out there.
Thank you.
So Stacy in the chat said that the PD there, the local PD, is corrupt. It may not be that they're so much corrupt. They may just be in cahoots and they won't touch them. If it's like I said, if the police are in this, and I'm going to use cult because that's kind of the way I relate it in my head. If the police are in with Courtney and Courtney's in with the cult, they're in their pockets, so they're not gonna do anything.
I want to say that, like I said, I lived in Cadillac. You guys are right. You guys are where you need to be. I would say as you guys bring locals up, I would not have them have their names on here because you guys are entering something that is really dangerous for us to talk about. But you guys are on the right track.
This is
We
wild.
I mean, it's good to know that we're not like just chasing our tails. Like, I mean, you can see it. Ray Charles is blind as a bat, y'all, but he can see this shit. You can see that something ain't right.
I'm still digging on Facebook, y'all. I done came to the mama's profile and the aunts.
If you guys want last names to dig into, if somebody wants to private message me, I can give you a list.
Who was the young lady that was in here that had connections to Nancy Grace?
I know that Shauna Burns is on here. She had came into one of the lives. If you go to Shauna's page and look, she had a case where her daughter met a man on the internet who was very older. The daughter ended up being taken and was missing, and she
Right.
did
So
what she could
where
do to find
can
her own
somebody
child.
share to Shauna?
Let me see. I can try.
Dora, Legally Allie. I don't know if you know her. She's friends with the producer from Nancy Grace. I can get her over to you.
Can you get her to DM me?
Yeah, I can get that.
I know
I know that
Legally Allie.
Shauna
I
had
follow
reached.
her and she follows me, but I just want to talk to her. Not on here. I don't think this
Yeah.
needs to be on here, but
I'll
yeah.
reach back out to Shauna. I know that the last time she was in one of the lives, she said that she had been in contact with some of the people because she went on the Dr. Phil show with her daughter after her daughter got found. And she said that the Dr. Phil show, like once you get off the show, like once your show's done and aired, like they really don't care to have anything else to do with you at that point. But she did have contact and had reached out and was in contact with people from Nancy Grace because she's reached out to them a few times in regards to missing children. But I'll message her and see if she could reach back out to them.
Yeah, I think we need to kind of be cautious, but also if Allie could reach out to me and I will message her.
I just want to throw up.
Oh, I had hopped up because
Same.
when I started scrolling this morning, Julie was on
And
and there wasn't hardly anybody in a room, but like I went in and spoke to her. Well, the numbers started growing just because people have found her recently. So she didn't have a mod in there at that point, and someone had um a missing relative, and she said I might need to pull somebody up in the box just to kind of help me. And I was like, hey, listen, I'm Drama Talk's friend. I don't mind coming up and help you. I just didn't want her to get overwhelmed because there wasn't a mod. I didn't want people to be rude in the chat, you know. So I hopped up there and I'd been up in that box for darn near an hour. And she had done that one girl's what she thought was missing, but Jules said, I don't think she's missing. I'm stopping. I think there was a past a DV and I think she ran away. She said, I'm not doing anything else. And then another lady started asking about her brother. And that's when she started drawing that first initial sketch out. She was trying to pull on that girl's brother that was missing. And the girl kept saying, no, that doesn't relate. It doesn't look like anybody involved. I don't
right.
recognize that person. And it just kind of grew from there. And she was like, wait a minute, Mom, does this resonate with Becca? And I was already seeing it before she even mentioned that it may be
Okay,
related to
for
Becca.
Allie.
I was already seeing it. I saw it and I was like, that looks like between Rich and Fabio. But when she said the thick neck, she said he's got a really thick neck. And I was like, wait a minute. And yeah, it just so happened that she pulled over there on Becca on that side. And that's kind of how that transpired.
So I don't know how useful this is, but my friend who lives down there said that it. I asked him what all he knows about the trails in that road, and he says for most people it doesn't mean anything, but for the locals, we know that it's more. For us young kids, a lot of us would go down to the end until you couldn't drive no more. If you keep going to the end where it says no outlet, you will often find discarded beer and alcohol containers from kids recently partying, as it was a local spot to get away and not be seen.
Y'all, I'm telling y'all, this morning when I woke up and I saw this post, I went on the Jimmy Strobel hunt. I went down the rabbit hole. And during that rabbit hole, I started getting weird Weird, 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 weird vibes. And so when I went over to Facebook, I started searching his story. I searched all the news articles. I looked into several different things. And what I'm telling y'all is there is a relation there. There is a relation.
Well, see, when Paige's mama was telling that story, because that's where I got the jokingly. That's where I picked up. Check the freaking freezers, like, because that story just seemed so outlandish, and I don't remember her saying a name when she spoke about the story, but that was where I kind of picked up the whole freezer thing, because she said that he had been stored in a freezer for like 4 months, and then later they found him hanging from a tree. Dora, I know you're fucking lying. I know you're
No,
fucking lying. I know you're
no,
fucking lying.
girl,
I
for real.
I know.
This is crazy.
But I didn't make the correlation, because I don't remember Paige's mama ever saying a name. She just spoke about how the cops wouldn't help that mother, and that the mother had to do it pretty much on her own, kind of like Becca's, they weren't helping like they weren't with Becca.
I can't remember whose live that was.
That was Paige's live, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty
Like,
sure. No, it was Paige in a panel. It was either my panel, Chef, somebody's panel,
Are you
where
sure? I
Paige's
remember
mother
Paige
was
being big
talking
boxed.
through the box.
Yeah,
She
'cause
was.
she was spilling out her whole life that night.
Did Paige ever go live Drama Talk on her own? Do we have any recordings of Paige on her own? Do we know?
You know, I'm gonna have to look.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just so nauseous over all this.
I'm telling you,
That
something Jules said last night was she was talking about the church, and she kept saying the 5 mile radius around the church. I was telling Mama Three, because we were on the
yes.
phone together listening, and I was like, "I'm telling you, that is where that child is. That child is there." That woman kept harping on a 5 mile radius around that church, and then she kept getting the church, the 3 steps, the 3 crosses, the church, the church. And then she started talking about that 5 mile radius. And I told her last night, I said,
I'm telling y'all, this is much larger.
Yeah, there's really not, as far as update wise, there's really just not an update. There's really not a recap. It's um just kind of taking things that Jules said last night and then this morning, and just kind of, seeing if there's any consistencies there. There's no update on Becca. There's no update on the baby. This is just kind of stuff that we've been, other cases that we have found to be connected, and just kind of going down that rabbit hole, because this is clearly bigger than Becca. There is something bigger going on here, and it has been for a while. It didn't just start with Becca. This goes back years. Um,
Right, this
but
didn't just happen with Becca overnight, y'all. This did not.
right. Um, the but there is no update on Becca or no update on the baby.
Yeah, the baby has not been found, guys.
That baby in Detroit, y'all, it looked to be either an African American or a mixed baby, but that doesn't matter. But the fact that baby looked like it had just come out the womb, like that baby, I think we pretty much debunked that last night, because that was like a brand new out of the womb baby, and we know that there's no way possible that could have been Becca's baby.
Sherry, yes, because Jules did say it's very shallow. It won't be hard to find.
Drama Talk, Silent Watcher said I sent you a message. Please, please, please check.
okay, give me 1 minute.
No new arrests, no nothing. As far as what we know, in that, there's no updates on Becca. I mean, honestly, all around, there's literally nothing.
Hey,
There's
Kirsten, I was waiting for you to wake up so I could send you a text about this, because, girl.
Girl, I sleep like I'm you know what. So you can send me text. It won't wake me ever. You can text
Um,
me at any time of the night. I
so
promise
True
you.
Crime, I want to tell you this. I already had a chance to tell Dora this morning. I sent it over to a couple other people that are going to try to go out. But we were talking about the church last night, and if you zoom in on an aerial map of the church, within the last couple, I would say the last 5 to 6 years, if you look down the like it's obviously down the embankment because it's down a little bit, but there's like a man-made area, like a circle pretty much, where the trees and leaves and everything have been just moved.
I saw that last night, and I'm wondering. So, and again, I'm saying this not like I know anything about that area, but typically when something like that is there, because it's man-made, there's some sort of a bunker underneath.
Oh, the reason I brought it up was I did some digging because you can drop coordinate locations on it. So I dropped a coordinate point to that from Courtney's house, and it is a half a mile walk from Courtney's house and a 0.1 mile walk from the back of the church.
That's crazy. Yeah, send me if you guys can send me, because I'm able to get pictures. If you can send me any of the pictures in my messages,
Oh, Dora, let's see what I'm about to send you.
then I can go back and look at it. But a bunker is basically like an underground bunker, is what I was thinking of when you initially started saying that. Because usually when you see that, and again, Google, you have to also go back and look and see when the last time that the maps updated too. Sometimes.
2020.
Okay. All right.
It just kind of, as
I'm
soon as I
walking
seen
right
that little
now, if
area
you know
this
what I
morning,
mean. So
yeah,
I
as
can
soon
look
as I
whenever I
seen that
stop.
area this morning, it sent chills up my spine and made my heart real heavy because I was like, that's awful close. But the only way, unless you actually like walk down the embankment, the only way you can access it easily is if you walk off that trail and go into the woods.
Okay. Okay.
The trail that goes off to the left from Courtney's house.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what I was trying to picture. Thank you for realizing my confusion. I appreciate that. No, yeah, that's trying to find what I looked at last night. Is that the same one that Steph was pulling up last night too? That same picture? Because I think I remember seeing what you guys are talking about.
Potentially. I'll send it over to you right now though. Hold on.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Can you also send me that map? I am putting together a search as well. I have some trained ranger friends.
Was that Christina? No, right there.
Dora, snap.
Dora, I'm gonna jump down. I'm gonna clean my house and then I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay, girl.
All right, I
And the
love you
only reason
guys.
why I'm sorry, guys. The only reason why I said bunker is because I worked an age trafficking case like a few years ago, and that same pattern was on the area in Arizona that they ended up finding the kids. So that's the first thing that comes in my head whenever I see something or I hear about something like that on a map, especially Google Maps.
Oh,
Y'all,
and the
this
other
is
thing is
why.
like there's so many little like huts and stuff on Courtney's property that it's so hard to tell if it's a
So unless
shed, if it's
I
abandoned.
don't I don't know if anybody was in there this morning and saw the where's my
Can you
screenshot?
scream more tea, please?
Y'all look at this. I didn't get a picture of the side by side, but this is the picture that she drew, and we pulled up a side by side of him beside Fabio. Um, and it looks a lot like Fabio. She said he had a really thick neck, ears kind of stick out. And when I did a side by side
Thank you, Ruby.
of him and Fabio's jail photo, whatever, it was insane. It was absolutely. At first, I thought she was drawing Rich, but then she started talking about the thick neck, the wide neck. Um, it it looked like. Crystal sent you the side by side on Messenger. Crystal Davis on here, babe.
Show the next picture.
Hang on. Got it. Hang on.
Julie isn't supposed to be a medium. She is a medium.
I just took a screenshot. Where'd it go?
Someone in the comments is saying that also looks like trust a little bit.
Look at that. Y'all look at that. She said the only thing on her drawing was she
100%.
wanted the neck to be thicker and the ears to stick out a little bit more. But y'all, that, and she
If the upper
drew
lip
this
went up a little bit,
photo
yep.
when she drew this photo when she was doing the reading for the girl with the lost brother. And at first she was thinking that it was a connection to the lost brother. And the girl kept saying, no, I don't, that doesn't look familiar to me. And she said, wait a minute. If y'all can't see it, go out and come back in maybe. I'm on the big screen. She said, I'm thinking this might be Becca. And then, yeah, because she kept talking about the lips. She said, there's something with the lips. And then I zoomed in and showed her that he had it looks like he'd had like a cut, a really long cut on his lip. And it's kind of like the tip of his lip, like kind of goes up almost like a cleft lip or cleft palate. But yeah, it, can only see half the
Really,
sketch.
really quick, guys, if you're messaging me, because I see messages coming through, I'm currently walking, if you know what I mean. I can't check anything, and I don't have my second device with me, so I will respond to all of you guys whenever I'm not. Just FYI, I don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. All of you guys whenever I'm not. Just FYI, I don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring you, because I'm not.
Hang on, let me see if I can.
And for those that weren't here last night, I'm just going to say this. I am always skeptical of mediums. And I will tell you right now, she had no idea that weren't here last night. I'm just going to say this. I am always skeptical of mediums. And I will tell you right now, she had no idea that she had even been found, guys.
Is that
She
better,
had
y'all?
zero idea she had even been found. So if you're on the fence about that, or if you were on the fence about guys,
Is that
she
better,
had
y'all?
zero idea she had even been found. So if you're on the fence about that, or if you were on the fence about it last night and maybe dropped off, that's insane to me that she came up with all of that information without even knowing that she'd been found or had anything to do with this case. So she's the real deal.
My question for True Crime, has Brad been willing to speak out now since Rebecca's been found? Or speak about
I need to make it
anything?
any
Or is he
smaller,
still
y'all.
silent?
From what I'm not local. From what everyone that is, no, he's just.
Is Bradley missing by chance?
The last time I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, he was just mumbling in the background when Courtney was talking.
Is Bradley missing by chance?
The last time I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, he was just mumbling in the background when Courtney was talking to Steph. And he was pretty much telling her what to say, is the way I kind of got. That was my impression of everything. But I'm not local, so probably not the best person to ask as far as that goes. I can answer your legal questions, but I can't really, or anything that I personally found, but that's probably not a question for me.
I don't
You
know if I
guys,
can
this is
use my button.
insanity.
Yeah, and like I said, she was drawing this. This picture was being drawn for the girl that she was reading with the missing brother, and she just all of a sudden was like, "Wait a minute, I think this is connected to Becca." And then when she started talking about the thick neck and stuff, and I was like, "Wait a minute."
Poor Allie, check that message I just sent you.
And she also said, because first I pulled up a picture of Rich, and she said she definitely saw a thin, like kind of tall, lanky man walking. She said she sees this tall, lanky man very connected to the church. She said, I see him with a key unlocking the door, walking into this church. I see him being very, very connected to the church, the tall, lanky man.
Kristen, well, for everybody in the chat asking, I am not posting the medium public at this point. the readings. They were public on here, but that's it. I'm not putting them up for other people that don't need to hear that information just to continue studying it. No.
Kristen, just whenever I know that you're walking right now, so I'm going. Kristen, just whenever I know that you're walking right now, so I'm going to send you also something else, pictures of something. To send you also something else, pictures of something.
Ethan, she's amazing. Ethan, she's amazing.
She does it every time. And it's just like something. Some things will be kind of hit and miss, but then she'll do something, and it is so dead spot on. Like last night, the Dairy Queen, the ice cream thing. Like I was like, oh my god, and I'll just be in here screaming every time she says something.
And Ethan, the way that it even came up, like I've known of her, but when I went in her chat the other night, she didn't know this account name. She thought I was a troll. Came up like I've known of her, but when I went in her chat the other night, she didn't know this account name. She thought I was a troll. So it's not like she even knew anything at all.
Yeah, because I'm not typically big on readings and stuff, and I don't really watch them.
Listen, when she keeps saying it, and she's mentioned it, she mentioned it again today. I think every time she's mentioned it, she said, "I just keep seeing incest. I keep seeing cousins, relations. I see incestual." I mean,
Look, back in the 80s, I think it was when I was a kid, so it had to be the 80s. I'm in Philadelphia, and there is a part of Philadelphia that was so bad. It was called the Move Project, and they actually, like, blew the neighborhood up. If you look into the Move movement in Philadelphia, that's what needs to be done with this town.
and yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you don't have to believe in what she's saying. I know that she told a little bit of her story. I'm not saying you don't have to believe in what she's saying. I know that she told a little bit of her story. She was taken. She was kidnapped, held hostage. She does not have. She doesn't watch news. She doesn't do true crime. She doesn't watch CSI shows. Because of her past of being taken.
Okay, Coco, for your comment where she's lying and watched all this, you could think that.
Right. You are entitled to your opinion. That is okay. Like I said, she spoke a little bit of her story, and because of her past trauma, she doesn't watch things like that. She doesn't watch the news. It makes her feel, off. She doesn't like to watch news articles of people being missing or taken or.
This woman was a victim of being kidnapped when
Yes.
she was a child.
Well,
Not a
and
one.
let's be clear too. She also brought up stuff from energy from other people in this room that she wasn't even talking about. How would she know Dora's aunts? How would she know Drama Talk's family's member's name? Like, I'm just saying, I don't usually subscribe to it, but for that information to have come out along with everything else, just saying, y'all are entitled to your
Sugar
opinion, but
Skulls.
Reading on someone this morning,
Exactly,
and
y'all.
after it, she messaged me and explained to me exactly what the woman told her.
Dora, Drama Talk, same thing. She messaged me as well.
Messaged me and explained to me exactly what the woman told her.
Dora, Drama Talk, same thing. She messaged me as well. She messaged me as well. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if free thinkers, I mean, I don't think no different if you don't believe in that. I mean, you don't have to. I just know for me,
See, there you go. There's people in the chat that's known Julie for over 7 years.
yeah, I definitely believe. And that's not a new thing to me. I had a lost loved ones reading years ago for my dad. And that's not a new thing to me. I had a lost loved ones reading years ago for my dad. But I mean, some people just don't, and that's okay too, you know.
This is wild.
Dora, tell me those posts that I sent you aren't weird.
I want to see.
Well, Drama Talk, I'm about to shake you even more.
Oh, God. Hold on, Mom.
Did we ever figure out who Marys are? The Marys are?
No, but I'm side-eyeing every freaking Mary in that damn town.
I thought that was
That part.
y'all's. I thought that was y'all's. Y'all were supposed to track down all the Marys, all the Marys. I just know that I'm marked safe from being
I'm still
married.
gonna look. I know she went down that rabbit hole big last night and I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Me either, girl. That's why I was like, I'm checking out. If she falls asleep, y'all are on y'all's own tonight.
Well, Mom,
I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Me either, girl. That's why I was like, I'm checking out. If she falls asleep, y'all are on y'all's own tonight.
well, Mom, you're about to shit. Hold on.
Oh God. And yeah, I will ask if y'all see Jules live here, there, wherever, and she is speaking about it, y'all please don't go in there and be mean or rude to her. She's very sweet. Jules live here, there, wherever, and she is speaking about it. Y'all please don't go in there and be mean or rude to her. She's very sweet.